Hello everyone and welcome, it's Lenny. Okay, so I'm going to do my review and goals for the past month and the months to come. Now at the start of the last one of these, which was for the review of July and the goals for August, I talked about how stressful it was, the month had been, and I have to say that I didn't think it would be beat, but it definitely was. This month has been horrendous. I'm saying this month because it is still this month. It's the 29th of August today, doing this slightly early, but I really can't take any more of this month. I'm having it done. It's done for me. It's been a very sad and stressful month. My auntie passed away, and a young girl who was a carer temporarily for me, so I did know her briefly for about a year, I think, and she was only 21. She passed away too, Jade. And it's just, it's just been really sad, basically, very sad. On top of that, my dad went into hospital not for long. It was anxiety, but well, we think it's anxiety based, but he's also having tests for dementia as well now as my mum. My nephew also went into hospital, who you've met briefly. He did a video with me, Evan. He's been diagnosed with nocturnal epilepsy. It's just been another rather horrendous month. The one thing I can say that I was pleased about was I was able to go to my auntie's funeral, which is not something I would have been able to do a year ago. So, I mean, they're not the nicest of things, and having to wear masks in them as well is not good. But I was able to be there. I was able to say goodbye and things, and that meant a lot to us. And it's been really stressful. On top of that, as a lot of you know, been arguing about the laptop. I know this is minor in comparison, which it is, but it's an added stress, isn't it? Arguing about getting my laptop back. I've had so many backwards and forward conversations, ridiculous they have been, and ended up getting my bank involved to argue as well. And this morning I got an email to say they are refunding us, which is, thank God, which they should do, but thank God, because it's just been so stressful, like ridiculously frustrating. But yeah, I'm pleased that's happening, so I can get a new one. It sounds really stupid to say, but the first couple of weeks of this month I kind of can't remember. Well, I kind of do, but I kind of can't. I don't recall anywhere that I've been majorly, apart from like the usual into Tesco. I think I went down the beach one night about a week ago. The weather's had a right change here at the moment. It's quite cold now. But other than that, I really can't remember. I can't remember what programs I watched. I can't remember any of it. I think it's just all the stress of everything going on that I seem to have blanked out on a lot of it. What else? Right, I'll talk about what last month's goals were. That will help. So one of last month's goals were to read a book. I didn't do that. However, when I was in Tesco's a couple of days ago, I have bought 2 books. So I've bought these 2 books, and the 2 for £8, and I'm hoping, because I kind of read the backs and they're based on war stories that it'll help us to read one, and I'll let you know anyway. Then was to write something. One of my goals was to write. I have wrote 2 poems, so I suppose I've done that one. It's not quite a song, which is what I want to do, or a story. I haven't done those yet, but you know, still I've written something, so that's good. The last thing of my goals last month was to sort my food intake, and weirdly, I'm saying weirdly because it's been so stressful, but weirdly I think I have. Now, not perfectly in the beginning. Again, the beginning of this month, so the first couple of weeks are kind of a blur, but I know by my Fitness Pal I have logged my food since the 17th of August. It's currently the 29th, so what's that? Not the 17th, the 11th. Is it the 17th or the 11th? Bear with us. I'm sure I did, but even still, at the beginning of the month, at the beginning of this month, I'm sure, because there was about 5 days I didn't log. I was looking on here, and there was 5 days I didn't log. No, it was the 17th. So between the 13th, yeah, between the 13th and the 17th, I didn't log. The other days were kind of up and down like it had been the rest of the time, but since the 17th I have been on 2,500 calories. That used to be my maintenance calories before, when I was losing weight. However, because my calories have increased 3 or 4, probably to 3 to 4,000, 3.5 to 4,000, I figure going down to 2.5 is a good start, you know what I mean? So, and I've managed to stick to it. I've stuck to it, and I might not be eating the greatest of foods still. I've increased the veg intake and the fruit intake and stuff, but there's still at times that I'm not eating the best in terms of food. But I think I just need to slow it down and do it gradually, and I think as I reduce the calories, that will help that. But to be able to have something stable for a while has been a good thing, especially right now, because it's just been so stressful that I'm not going to complain about it, put it that way. So that's that. In terms of TV and film, I don't really recall watching anything on the telly, and the only things that I watched was not today, but the 2 days before that. I think I kind of had a come down of the whole thing, and I had a couple of low days. I feel much better today, and I think, and in those couple of low days I watched 4 films, and they were Batman Returns, The Dark Knight Rises, and the Joker, the new Joker. Well, it was last year. Now, I'd seen Batman Returns before. No, Batman Begins, sorry if I said Batman Returns. I've seen Batman Begins before, but I wanted to see it again because I was going to watch the other 2 films that are like the Christopher Nolan version of Batman, and obviously Heath Ledger stars in The Dark Knight. Now, like I said, I've seen it before. I enjoyed the Batman Begins one before, but I wanted to watch it again, so I watched that, reminded myself again, kind of thing. And I watched The Dark Knight, and then I watched Dark Knight Rises, and then I watched The Joker. Now, as much as I thought they were all brilliant, which I did, I really thoroughly enjoyed every film, I think The Dark Knight, for me personally, was the best. I think Heath Ledger was unreal as the Joker. His just whole thing was amazing, and maybe I'd have thought differently had I seen the Joker separate. Like, a lot of people did say it's a standalone film, you don't need to watch the Batman series for this, but I did want to see it. But I think had I left a gap between the 2, so the comparison wasn't as great. It's not even a comparison, I think it's the differences in the storyline. Like obviously in the Heath Ledger one, he's got the scars up there, Batman, the Joker does. He doesn't in the Joker. Sorry if you haven't seen it, if I just give like stuff away. Not really, I don't think so. But anyway, I'd still recommend them all. I still recommend them if you haven't seen it. And you know, like I said, The Dark Knight Rises was amazing. I did enjoy The Dark Knight was amazing. I did enjoy The Dark Knight Rises, but comparison as a villain being comparison to the Joker is just not a comparison. So anyway, that was that. Moving on to September, which can't come soon enough. In fact, this whole year I think it's just yeah, even without anything else, just the whole COVID thing and that, the way that's going on is hard enough. So for the coming month, I have given myself some goals, which was one of them is to go and see the sunrise. I've wanted to go and see the sunrise for quite a bit now. Getting to do that involves my daughter, because obviously she's going to have to put me in a wheelchair. The carers don't come that early in the morning for a start. So I'm going to wait until she's on earlies, which won't be next week but the week after, and I'm hoping it'll be a day nice enough, because like I said, the weather's changed so much recently that I can go. Fingers crossed anyway. The next one is, because I've been doing 2,500 calories, I'm going to drop it to 2,400. It was my idea to do it at the start of the month, and then I'm either going to drop 50 after 2 weeks or wait the 4 weeks and drop another 100. See how I go, see how I feel by the time, you know, 2 weeks in. But I feel like doing it like this, it seems to be working, so I'm going to stick to what's working. So as I mentioned, those books, another one is to read one of those books I've just mentioned that I bought. So read one of these. So that's one, and the other is to sort out the majority of the 2 things I've got coming up. So I've got a special. So the 22nd of September is the autumn special. It's the first day of autumn. So although it won't be held, I'll have the actual special on the Saturday. On that Saturday I will be doing Run Reseller Run, which I did on the spring one or the summer one. Summer one, was it? Honestly, memory like a sieve. But either way, I want to get that organised and ready and prepped, because obviously I've got it is coming up the end of the month. And the other thing would be to organise more of the charity hop thing, which will be the end of October, because I know it'll be here before I know it, and I'll be like, oh shit. But yeah, so that is the plan, to get those sorted. And I think that's pretty much everything covered, really. It's enough, to be honest. It really is. I hope you have all had better months than me, and I hope you have got something to look forward to, because we all really need that at the moment. I think it's just something we really need. So anyway, bye bye for now. Thank you very much. Please comment below, like, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.